There's something really strange and special about this full moon in Capricorn. And it's not just because the moon is in her opposition, it's because Capricorn governs power. And I was outside here and I was looking at these trees. What I got is that there's like a different branch of power has grown inside of you, and you're about to start like switching gears, and like the load bearing branch within you is changing. Let me cook. I hope that makes sense. It's like let's say you got everything done through your masculine energy, and now you're about to start seeing the load bearing capabilities of your feminine energy. Capricorn is a feminine sign, but has hella masculine traits, and I think that's why Mars is exalted there. Not, I think that's one of the reasons why Mars is exalted there. But it's like there are different branches that have grown inside of you, and they're about to start standing out in different ways and taking on more weight, more responsibility. Capricorn is a sign of power, and I feel like a new branch of power has grown inside of you, and it's about to start taking over. I don't feel like you have a lot of say in this, so let's get into it.
Yo, let's get into it. What's up? It's your girl Jay. This full moon in in Capricorn, this full moon in Capricorn is going to be a very interesting one. Capricorn is the sign of I do, I use. That's their motto. Capricorn is feminine power, though it expresses very masculinely. Capricorn is the sign of power and authority and structure. And for some of us, there will be a harvest. And for some of us, there will be a release. Full moons are a period of both release and harvest. And so some of us are getting a little bit more razzle dazzle in the harvest area. Some of us are getting more razzle dazzle in the release. So we don't get to choose, where we are on that. But I do feel like a lot of us get to experience both. There's like a specific kind of harvest, sorry, I'm trying to get it to lighten up. There's a specific kind of harvest, like we talked about, that new branch of power. There's a new load-bearing beam within you that's coming up. Now, this full moon is happening on June 29th, 2026 at, 7:56 p.m. Eastern time. And it's happening at 8 degrees Capricorn. And I got to hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. But first, clear out any funky ass energy. Welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, Holy Spirit, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Capricorn that we are having. Hydrate. Raspberry Rose. Ooh, she's cute. And the Raspberry Rose matches my readers, which I'll be breaking those out soon. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Because that's where we're at. Your girl needs readers, and that's okay. But let's find the 8th degree of Capricorn. Here we go. me. All right, Elias Lonsdale's description of the 8th degree of Capricorn is a snake charmer. Engrossed in the path of power, relying upon wits, super clever, outsmarting, outmaneuvering all possible rivals. Identified with psychic power, versed in the art of the sorcerer, immensely concentrated inside, superbly masterful, exceedingly susceptible to corruption and distortion, and most especially to using your gifts for personal advantage. You are cautioned mightily to curb atavistic tendencies, to lean back upon the old psychic bag of tricks, needing to learn to transmute the outlaw skills into world-serving instruments of progressive evolution on a wider scale. Meanwhile, the rascal, the exception to every rule, the you who know your way around things, the impressive character, must find a path beyond their own driving force, becoming in tune once again with what is really needed here when you have something great to offer. Ooh! Becoming in tune once again with what is really needed here when you have something great to offer. Some of us do not realize that we have something great to offer. Okay, cool, you'll do it next lifetime. Just your part. All you got to do is to make sure that you don't go to your grave with your music still inside you. That you don't go to your grave with your art still inside you. You have something great to offer. And that doesn't have to be some big magical purpose. It doesn't have to be some entrepreneurial business. It doesn't have to be some, philanthropical endeavor. But you are something great and you have something great. And make sure that you're leading with that. That's being prioritized in this Capricorn full moon. Big time. And it actually makes me think of like what it said about power. It said hold on. Engrossed in the path of power, relying upon wits, super clever, outsmarting and outmaneuvering all possible rivals, identified with psychic power. It's so hard to switch back and forth. Versed in the art of the sorcerer, immensely concentrated inside, superbly masterful. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are those attributes? Like, what are you superbly masterful at? What are you masterful about? What skills have you honed in on? Like I said, for some of you, there is a harvest, and for some of you, there is a release. And since we're talking about power, I keep getting pulled to using this talisman oracle. Stunning. Wow, chef's kiss. Brilliant, beautiful deck. This is the same girl that does the arcana. The flora arcana. Folia. You know, it's the other deck I got in New Orleans. Anyway, it's the talisman oracle, and I feel like there's like talismans of power. Like, it doesn't have to be a physical thing that you hold and touch, though normally that is what a talisman is. But divine guidance. It's interesting that there is a frog here. There's something about being divinely guided to leap, being divinely guided to spread your wings, to go for it. The transition from the frog into the dragonfly. There's some divine guidance that's coming in or has already come in, and it requires you to take a leap of faith. It requires you to spread your wings. It requires you to tap into mastery. What do you want to be more masterful about? What do you want to use your power for? The divine guidance is coming in. I only wanted 3. Nice. And we have grounding, Luna. And I love that because Luna, the moon, she's in her opposition in Capricorn. And this is, Capricorn's an earth sign. So it's like grounding your emotions, grounding your divine feminine energy, your Cancerian energy. For those of you, we all have access to Cancer. We are all the signs. So just because you don't have a Cancer sun, moon, or rising doesn't mean that you don't have access to Cancer energy. We are all the signs. Divine guidance, grounding Luna. I feel like there's, in this anchor here in the grounding, goodness. Some of you have parents or grandparents or great-grandparents that have passed that were in the Navy or did something around like a naval base, or they did something, or they were sailors, or they did something in the water. They were masterful in the water. And I feel like those ancestors are coming forth or coming back or guiding you in some sort of way. When I say coming back, I mean coming back into your awareness. Excuse me. To help you ground your emotions, but also to help you ground into reality, like make this like you're making something real, turning something that you're emotional about, that you've been emotionally like fantasizing and visualizing, into something real. Something is getting rooted and grounded into reality. A fantasy is being brought into form, is how that feels. Bottom of the deck is good fortune, baby. Hey, it's coming in. And I just saw 10 on the clock, 10:01. This new beginning, this year is a 10. This year is the start over. It's a 10 or a 1, whichever way you want to see it. Either way, it's a brand new beginning. And that good luck, that good fortune is coming in from a very, very ancestral place for a lot of you. Especially if you have ancestral ties to Africa. We all do. Literally, we all do. But like if you... It's about to hit different if you brown. I'm going to say that. And that's not to like thwart anybody else, you know, please. That just lets me know there is some sort of like, I don't know why I'm getting, I mean, it's kind of giving scarab beetle. So it's giving like Egyptian, Africa, motherland, earth toned. It's just going to hit different for those people. Doesn't mean that the good fortune isn't coming for you, bitch. Calm down. Okay. What's the divine guidance that's coming in? What's going on here? Ooh. Not good fortune and the Ace of Pentacles showing up. I'm telling you, some of us, there will be a harvest. And that harvest is going to look like finances. It's going to look like higher finance. It's going to look like resources. It's going to look like an influx of time, money. An influx of like, like energy. And like you having the time, you having the resources, you getting the new start, you getting the land, you getting paid, you getting the bonus, you getting the promotion. For some of you, it's going to materialize in your finances. Please clarify divine guidance. What divine guidance do we need to hear? Some of y'all, I mean, it's going to be different for everybody, but some of us got messages coming through that, okay. The 10 of Swords, the old you can't get to, the old version of you is not going to be the version of you that vibrates on the frequency of the version of you that maintains and sustains this good financial fortune. Like, don't be afraid to become unrecognizable to your old self. There's a brand new cycle in the realm of the mind. There was somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that has hurt you. That very much so. They were like the start of the metaphysical death or transformation. This had to fucking happen because the old version of you did not think that they were worthy. And the newborn you that is emerging or has emerged or has been like, is getting settled in, what gets you there won't, what got you here won't get you there. So it's like, it's like this new thought process that's going to feel like a new identity. You know, Chiron is finally out of Aries and into Taurus. And I just feel like there's so much information and power and insight that we've gleaned from evaluating our identity wounds. When it comes to like money, career, power, finances, what's the divine guidance that we need around that? Talk that motherfucking talk. You're going to have to talk about your ideas. You're going to have to learn to pitch. You're going to have to use technology. You're going to have to befriend technology. The divine guidance around success is acting on your ideas. These are the 3 cards that came out. That High Priestess reversed is touchy. Some of you have to do it without the people who were advising you before. You need to act on your ideas and understand that success and recognition and progress forward is something that is just divinely like destined for you. You will move on. You will move forward. And some of you have to realize that you can't take certain people with you. I feel like there has to be, like you've got to get your emotions in check when it comes to like rejection or you have to get your emotions in check in general when it comes to your money. I feel like you've got to stop ignoring your intuition. Your emotions should not be in the driver's seat when it comes to your money or when it comes to business. Some of you, you behave like your mother, or you're starting to behave like your mother. And the decisions that your mother made are not the decisions that you want to make going forward. Hydrate. Ooh, almost spilled my drink. That topic of the mother is real hot right now. Please clarify the High Priestess reversed. I feel like some of us are learning how to be more emotionally regulated in our work environment or in our respective field or industry. And you can't be cold. Like, you still need to be you. You don't be the cold woman in the room. Don't think that that coldness is what's going to impress all the men in the field or in the boardroom. Don't try to be inauthentic, and don't ignore your intuition and just try to go all logic. You've got to have a healthy dose of both. You've got to access your logic and your intuition before you make decisions. Please clarify that High Priestess reversed. The Tower and Justice. Good grief. Some of us don't realize that disaster that happened with that person with Aries, Libra, Scorpio, or Aquarius placement. Some of you had some crazy shit go down with somebody with Aries, Scorpio, Leo. Oh, I didn't mean to say Leo. I meant to say Libra or Aquarius placements. Maybe Capricorn too, and Taurus. Okay. Aries, Scorpio, Leo apparently needed to come out. Libra, Aquarius, and Capricorn. That's half the fucking zodiac. Some of y'all had like a blow up though, and it was destined, or you went through some kind of like catastrophic breakup or something like suddenly happened, and part of you, it made you cold in some sort of way. I just feel like, or it's made you turn down your personality some, or maybe you did that in this previous relationship or in this previous situation. But with the High Priestess reversed being clarified by the Tower and Justice, it's like, either way, I just need you to know, either way, come hell or high water, fire or flood, you will have what is destined to be yours. What's for you cannot miss you. It cannot be taken or stolen from you. And I feel like suddenly justice, suddenly retribution, suddenly out of nowhere, like there's this massive chain of events. Please clarify the Tower. Some of you were suddenly abandoned, suddenly broken up with, suddenly fired, suddenly like rejected in some sort of way. And it was absolute destiny. And you think that it's left you destitute when it's part of your destiny. That chaos was absolutely necessary. The chaos that you went through. Some of you, it definitely was an Aries, Scorpio, or a Libra. Wow. You needed to go through what you've been through. And I feel like the divine is trying to let you know, like, all of your discomfort is so a part of your come up. What do we need to ground? What needs to be grounded in reality? All the confusion. It's like there's so many things that you're good at. There's so much that you could do and you don't know where to start. And you need to get it out, pour it out, talk about it, talk about the confusion, cry it out. Some of you are recovering when it comes to like addiction, or there may be people in your family that are struggling with addiction, or just lots of confusion. And I feel like anything that you're confused about, you need to pour it out and look at the contents of the thing. Don't allow yourself to be confused. Don't allow yourself to be kind of in la la land. Some of you, this is a sign to like not be so high all the time. Some of you, this is a sign to fall back in love with your life and to let yourself play before you go making decisions, because there's still heartbreak and ego and back and forth bullshit. There's still drama that you're processing and turning that pain into power. I feel like you're learning how to, like, by way of all the chaos that's taken place recently, you're getting really clear about who's on the team, who's not on the team. You're getting really, really clear about your power. You're getting really clear about your boundaries and your capabilities. And it's just putting you in the position to move forward slowly and steadily. But this is a lunation. And so we got to look at, we're in Cancer season. Cancer is a sign of I feel. And then Capricorn is I do. So that axis, it's just like, your emotional responses, your awareness of power, all of that stuff. Like it's time to be updated in some sort of way. Please clarify Luna. But it also was like, don't forget to carry the moon with you. Don't forget, like while you're starting this new thing, this new venture, there is some sort of like something that you have an emotional connection to is bringing good news. It's bringing in good news about money. It's helping you reinvent yourself. It's helping you get more masterful. I feel like get emotional about your reinvention of self. Get grounded. Get consistent, like in these new routines. Like all of this is about establishing new routines. So much is about establishing new routines so that you can reacquaint yourself with your power. You haven't been in this powerful of a place in a very, very long time. This feels like you haven't experienced this level of your power in this lifetime yet. And so, like, you think you know what magician mode is. You think you know what, like, getting in gear is and all of that stuff. But I'm telling you, you're about to experience a different kind of power within yourself by way of the Almighty. And it's going in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune upright spinning in your favor along with good fortune coming out. But courage is going to be required, baby. Courage is going to be required. And that's where that leap of faith comes in. Shoot your motherfucking shot. Is there anything else we need to know? Not initiating this new relationship with yourself, not displaying this new version of yourself, and also not allowing yourself to recover from the fuckery that you've been through. Not allowing yourself to recover is a self-betrayal. Not letting this new version of you like drive, you know what I mean? Like taking them out for a spin, like that's a betrayal to yourself. Some of you, there is a whole new identity that you're establishing, and it's going to feel like a lot like childlike joy and wonder and fun and play, and you're like, but it's supposed to be hard. No. And I feel like a lot of us we've been talking about this for years, unsubscribing from hustle culture and subscribing to fucking ease. And that's a different kind of feminine power. But that's Capricorn shit. That's Capricorn power. Let it be easy. You know? Let it be motherfucking easy in the name of the Most High. I love you. You already know. You got this.